We want to talk about quarterbacks? Of course we want to talk about quarterbacks. Let's look at 5 guys who could finish the season as the QB1 in fantasy in 2021, counting them down from 5 to 1. And at number 5, it is Lamar Jackson. I mean, why couldn't it be Lamar Jackson, right? He was the quarterback one just a couple of seasons ago, has had 1,000 rushing yards and 7 touchdowns in back-to-back seasons, finished as the QB10 in what people consider to be a quote-unquote down year. They add Rashad Bateman to the passing game. That could increase L. Jackson's passing numbers and maybe get him back closer to where he was during his MVP season. At number 4, it is Kyler Murray. He was actually the QB1 through the first 16 weeks of the season, gave that title up in the final week of the year, but led the Cardinals in rushing touchdowns, does have 1,000-yard potential, even if he hasn't hit that number quite yet in his first 2 years. The Cardinals went out and added more wide receiver help in the offseason by signing A.J. Green and drafting Rondale Moore. The pieces are in place for Kyler to really have a blow-up year in 2021. At number 3, it's the guy who finished the end of the regular season as your QB1, Josh Allen. He was tops among quarterbacks with 25.4 fantasy points per game, was top 5 in passing yards and passing touchdowns, and tied for 3rd among quarterbacks in rushing touchdowns. On top of it, maybe he's even still getting better as a passer. He did it last year. Certainly no reason to think he couldn't do it again in 2021. At number 2, can't do a list like this and not have Patrick Mahomes. I mean, can you ever count this guy out from being the QB1? 3 straight 4,000-yard seasons, 38 or more passing touchdowns in 2 of the last 3, and still is the leader on field of the most dynamic offense in the National Football League. Plus, does a little bit of running too. So certainly, Patty Mahomes going to be maybe the first quarterback off the board. Could be the number 1 quarterback in the standings as well. And number 1 for the quarterback who could finish number 1 is Rain Dakota Prescott. That's right. We're going to go down to Dallas and tab Dak Prescott as the number 1 potential guy who could start and finish in that top spot this year. Dak was phenomenal last year before he got hurt, averaged nearly 28 fantasy points per game before the injury, has plenty of legitimate weapons with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Gallup, plus a Cowboy defense still likely to give up lots of yards and lots of points. Look for Dak to have to sling the rock a lot to keep the Cowboys in the game and keep your fantasy team looking relevant as well. Want more fantasy goodness in your ear holes? Check out the NFL Fantasy Football Show wherever you download fine podcasts. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe here at our YouTube channel. Happy drafting. Enjoy the offseason. We'll be right back at you soon.